there, I'm Becca. This is Keith. And this is our home, Vagari, which means to wander. And that's the plan, to wander around the world on our sailboat.
Twenty, 38 years old.
20.
38 years old.
Were you gonna say 28?
Yeah, well, hell, decade just passed, blinked.
I don't know, 38. You're getting old.
Oh, Becky, you have to tolerate the fact that the camera is definitely at an angle. Bosun is in the water. Becca is trying desperately not to fall off of the rocks while Bosun misbehaves. Say hi, Becca.
Hi.
We are in Le Marin, Martinique, enjoying really nothing, just kind of lounging, about ready to head back to the boat and have some French cheese and meat.
A little lunch.
And a little bit of lunch, and we got the other half the bottle of champs. It's about 12:30 on my birthday. Bosun is gumming the crap out of Becca.
He does like the pibble nibble.
Like the pibble nibble. It is a gorgeous day. It's been rainy for like the last 5 or 6 days, and now it is finally clearing off. A little bit breezy today, but it don't matter. It just makes it cool. All right, Becca, give us an update. What's happening? Where are we at? What's going on?
Well, we're not quite to St. Anne. We're going to St. Anne for ice cream via bike.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're about 800 meters from town, and then we just have to navigate town to the ice cream shop. But about, maybe 200 meters ago, I got a flat tire. So that's a bummer because we don't have any way to fix that because we didn't think ahead. So we walked the bike up these 200 meters, found a gas station. They randomly have this air pump. It's free. And the adapter fits my bike tire, which is kind of amazing. So we pumped it back up. The problem is we don't know if it's gonna hold, obviously, because it went flat. So we're just, I'm gonna try to ride it the other 800 meters into town, and then if it's flat, I don't know, maybe we take a taxi or we have to walk the bike. So I don't know.
This is the gas station, which is slightly run down, but has some working equipment.
We have the only thing on this road.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. So just a birthday adventure.
A little birthday luck too.
Nice.
I mean, depending how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, too bad I got it flat, but
no, good story.
Found a place to get air.
Alrighty.
Using your belt. We made it to St. Anne, and my tire held air, so that's good. And we found the ice cream place, so yay! Birthday ice cream. You pick a flavor?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of good options. All right, what did you order there, Beck?
I think it translates to lemon basil. So good. It's like the perfect hot summer day ice cream / gelato. Not quite sure.
It's not quite ice cream, but it's very good.
Well,
This is legit ice cream. This is banana chocolate ice cream. It is also
with
quite
speculoos,
tasty.
for those that know what speculoos is, so good.
But hers might be the winner today because it's just a little bit more refreshing.
Yeah.
All right, well now we got to bike home.
We do, so hopefully the air in my tire holds.
We
We made it back.
made it back slightly more intense than I think either one of us thought it. Probably wound up being about 11 or 12 mile bike and reasonably hilly. But we got some delicious, well-earned ice cream.
It was a good workout, and the bikes were all folded and in a dink. Heading back to the boat. Go meet up with Bosun, and I think, what'd you decide for your birthday dinner? Steak?
It's going to be steak, and I can't decide how to make the steak yet. So it's going to be steak and either potatoes or steak and rice and soy and wasabi.
Ooh, okay.
Either one will be good.
All right, well anyway, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, babe. Really, really awesome birthday in France.
38.
On our way.
Cheers to many more in other random countries.
Thanks, babe.
Another day during hurricane season, which means we're not moving the boat as much, which means we can actually get our boat projects done that we promised ourselves we would do during hurricane season. So, care to share?
Yeah, well, that's where the windlass used to be, or is. I've taken it off. Basically what we're doing is we have a dog now, and this is the deck locker, and it used to be used for the chain, but we punched a hole through, and that's called the hawse pipe, and it goes down and drops into our V-berth basically area. So this is no longer needed as a chain locker, so it's been being used as basically just a deck locker with some various things. But now that we have a dog, because of the way when I modified this, and we used to put the windlass up there, this is not watertight. It never was, but well, now it's not urine tight either. And so whenever he pees up here, which is where we've trained him to, pee gets underneath here, and then all the things underneath here smell all nasty and bugs come up. So trying to come up with a way to improve that. What we're going to do is we're basically going to glass this down, and then I'm going to cut a new hole here, and we have another hatch just like the one that we use in the V-berth, and this is a watertight hatch that'll open. And so when Bo pees, this part won't get wet. The hawse pipe will still be here for the hole, obviously, for the chain, but there's a cover that covers this, the windlass. So it should be reasonably watertight.
And when water gets in there, it'll still drain out like it currently does. But now it just hopefully will be sealed when Bo goes to the bathroom.
It's not going to pee down there anymore.
Yeah. Huh. This is all for you. You realize that, right? I see you have the hole done.
I do have the hole done. This is the dry fit, so a lot of work to do afterwards, but if this works, then we're moving in the right direction.
Oh yeah, that'll fit. There it goes. Very good. Awesome. That'll look good. Yeah, and then you'll just, I guess, sand it down, make it flat.
Sand it all smooth. Maybe have to do this. I'll probably do a little bit of touch up on the second coat of splash zone, and then afterwards, it's Kiwi Group,
which is the non-skid gray paint.
Basically, I'll do everything except for like the 1 inch around the flange. I'll sand that smooth, and then I'll paint, and then I'll take that off, and then I'll paint the Kiwi Group, and then afterwards we'll put the hatch down on.
Looking good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see it. Ooh, it's looking good.
Yeah, just putting a primer on it, and then I'll bed the hatch tomorrow, and then afterwards put some non-skid over it. And tomorrow afternoon we should be able to see the finished product.
First we have to show off your hatch. Look how pretty.
Oh yeah, the hatch, yeah.
It's all done.
All done.
Watertight, so both pee doesn't get down in that anymore. Beautiful. Now to see if we can fix the windlass that's been broken since we've bought the boat. So essentially, I guess we should say the windlass works in terms of
this right here is what doesn't work, right? Like, so it goes this direction always. There's a clutch that you're supposed to be able to engage that allows for it to go the other direction.
So you can drop the anchor through the gypsy. So I think we're just gonna have to play with it here and see what we can come up with. And worst case scenario, we continue to not have a way to drop the chain through the gypsy.
Worst case scenario is we take it apart and we can't get it back together.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that. And if this fails, we already went to the store and priced out what a new one would cost. So
The plan is to take all this grease out.
And then take all the gears out, clean it up, take a look, see if anything's broken, see if we can get parts if that's the case. So we shall see. Basically, I mean, the windlass hauls in, it just doesn't let go. So for safety reasons, it would be nice to let the windlass drop the anchor rather than do it hand over hand. And that's why we're going to try to rebuild it now, and then if not, we can always get another windlass while we're here. But ideally, we would rather not spend that money, so we shall see. Well, step one complete. Well, first of all, we got a bunch of grease out, but it's still obviously very greasy. This nut was seized, and so we just got that off here. Now this is the gypsy. It should be able to slide off, but we think it's seized to the cone here. This should be like a clutch cone basically after reading about windlasses. So we have to get it unseized from the cone, I think, in order to let it spin. this cone because this cone is
Yeah.
connected to the gears,
Yeah.
and the gears only let it go one way. So once you get a gypsy away from the cone, the gypsy can free spin on the shaft, from what I was reading.
This will be the part where
Yeah.
I'm damage.
This is a very common issue with old
Yeah.
windlasses, old manual windlasses, is the cone gets seized to the gypsy. So that's the biggest issue. This is like 40 years of crud.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's it.
Boom.
Now I got
Holy crap.
the gypsy over.
This is huge. This has been like, we've had this thing for 4 years and I've never been able to
I knew it was broken.
take care of it. Yeah.
It was broken.
Finally taking the time to deal with it. Alright. Well, that's that, because then that's it. And then this.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is fill it back with grease.
Yeah. So if you put that back on, it should be able to free spin. And then this is how we tighten and loosen it to let the chain go. See? Yep. Exactly. And then when you tighten that down, it squeezes it against the cone.
Yep.
And then it only goes one way.
Yep.
So it's basically a fixed. As long as we fill it with grease now and we didn't do any permanent damage, I think we're good.
Now I gotta go find some grease.
Yeah, grease, and then I guess you have the gypsy off if you want to try to figure out what size chain it's meant for.
Goddamn right I am.
Probably 10 millimeter, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be 10 millimeter.
Now that we can actually go size it though.
Yeah, so the next thing to do is to put all this shit down below. It's gonna rain.
Yeah, we got a storm coming. All right, let's do that before we get.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rained on.
Just grab that and take that back. Oh, don't let me forget to put this strake in. It
Okay.
has to be put in.
That pops the chain out of the gypsy. Okay.
It's the other big improvement we did.
Okay, awesome. Let's fill her up.
See how we go. We're gonna probably need more.
I think so.
We don't have the right applicator, so
Sorry, as long as it gets in there.
yeah, just work with what we got.
Forever the supervisor. Huh, Bosun?
So confident in his workers, you don't even have to.
He doesn't even watch. He's not a micromanager, that's for sure. She's back. Back where she
Almost.
belongs. And all that blue flaky paint is off. And that's a wrap.
Well, we got one more thing to do.
What?
We gotta fix the handle. Broke.
Okay, handle has a little makeshift stopper thingy in it.
I think that's more than good
Hang on,
enough.
stop moving.
Sorry.
Nice, that'll work. Just a bolt with a couple nuts.
Bolt, a little bit of nylon washer on it so it shouldn't back itself off.
Okay. That's the low speed one.
And there, and here's your high.
Perfect. And then if you were letting it out,
If you're letting it out, you take this, you take this, do that, and that's
Loosen it.
And now it's loosened, and then now
it'll free spin.
and it's just gonna free spin.
Nice. Now we have to decide if we want to buy new chain or not, because we're kind of due for new chain.
The strake looks perfect.
Awesome. Another project. Being relatively tight spaces. Whoa.
Yeah, a little bit, but it'll be all right. What we're gonna do here is, I've been told, and I believe it to be true, that this area behind here is open all the way to basically the hull. So there's about this much space back there that's dead, and it's not used, and you can see it like here, how far back this goes. This
Right.
wall is basically in line with the shower. So
Yeah.
there's just an empty space back here that, for reasons I don't know, Pearson never used. And I've seen some people that have done similar modifications, so I'm gonna look behind there and make sure that's good, and then if it is, we're gonna cut that out, put this into there, and then
It'll be a watertight. And
be
then
a
where's the door?
watertight
Ah,
locker, and then I'll just go.
there's Bosun. Here's the door. So there's the door, so it'll be like a watertight storage locker basically.
You know, like that.
Behind the shower.
And then I'll just glass some shelves to the, probably to the hall to give it some shelves so we can put stuff on it.
Nice. So, confirmed. There is, let me get the light back there, a ton of space. So this is behind the shower. Yep. We should be able to make a lot of shelves down in there. It's hard to tell here, maybe via video screen, but when we cut it out, you'll see. Tons of room. Extra storage for sure. Oh, it just fell through. There it is.
And there's my first shelf.
Yeah, you can just reuse it, huh?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's perfect. Look at all that space.
All right, now for the real test.
Gotta see if it fits in there. I guess this is the equivalent of us going to work on a Monday morning.
Yeah, that's about right.
Because it is Monday morning, we kind of went easy over the weekend.
Boom.
Monday morning, and we're back to projects. Oh, you got it.
All right.
That's gonna be nice.
You want to go get the door for me, and then we'll have a look at that first, and we'll see how we go.
Yep.
Ain't gonna make it much longer.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't sound good. Good old shop vac.
Ain't gonna make it.
We're gonna have to buy a new one of those soon.
All right, done.
Yeah, you might want to seal that, huh?
I can seal it and through bolt it.
Through bolt it, yeah. Well, that's gonna be nice.
And through bolts
Nice.
to clamp down and make sure that this thing
Stays nice and tight.
nice and tight with good sealant. I have to come back and tighten them all up afterwards.
Storage hatch complete. Looks good.
Thanks.
Perfect. Got build shelves in there. Store stuff.
Yep. Lots and lots of storage.
Well, we got another thing checked off the list. Install shower hatch.
Nice.
And we uninstalled our air conditioner this morning to take it to the shop because it's not working. Because it leaked all of its, what's it called? Like, it's not Freon anymore.
R43 coolant, I think.
R43 coolant. It all leaked out, so there's probably a pinhole somewhere. So anyway, we're gonna take it to the shop, have someone look at it, see if they can figure out what's going on there and if we can repair it. And then we got a whole other list of hurricane projects to go, some of which we've already completed and crossed off, so that felt good. Another day, another boat project, or two, I guess.
Yeah.
What are you doing up here in this chaos?
Well, this is the moving of the anchor washdown. Anchor washdown used to live underneath the middle of the building. There's a lot of stuff there, so I moved the pump up to here because there was a free spare seacock from the old air conditioner. But that was just the replumbing of it. And now I'm running the wiring for a switch to live in the cockpit deck locker that we just made. So you actually will now be able to turn it on, the anchor washdown on from the deck locker.
Right.
As opposed to having to ask the person down below.
Right, because it used to live in the aft cabin on the breaker panel.
It's not going to live there anymore.
Right. So it'll be much more convenient.
Yeah. This is just running up the wire basically, right? Like this is from the pump.
But we had to run it behind the wall, up from underneath the sink.
This fake wall,
and then
fake ceiling here.
It'll go under that.
And then it's going to have...
And then run through that bulkhead, I guess, yeah?
There's a hole up there where I punched the, where I drilled the hole originally for the plumbing to go. Because it has to be plumbed up to there anyways.
Meanwhile, first of all, I'm not a sewer, so I should preface it with that, but I do have a sewing machine. And we have this canvas that used to be a giant sun tent. And we don't really use it because it's heavy and huge.
for the record, she's not a sewer yet. I was not a electrical engineer before this, before we started this.
Before we started the boat.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of learn as you go.
Yeah.
Actually, she does a pretty good job with sewing. She really
Yeah.
does.
So I'm using this old canvas that was a sun tent that we don't use because it's just big and bulky. And we have like a forward sun tent we use. Anyway, this is like spare. The issue is it's not easy reusing a previous project because you're trying to like find where you can fit the seams, and old zippers and old grommets can't be a part of it. So it's a matter of like trying to find fabric that'll fit that doesn't involve these pieces. And I'm working with, you know, let's see, this much space. So not the easiest of projects. Yeah, he's a great supervisor. Our old cockpit cushions, we're still using the foam, but the covers are just, the sun ripped them apart. Here, I'll try to even show you what they look like. The sun just completely destroyed them after 4 years. So this is one of the old ones. I mean, it's just eaten through. This used to be super bright colored, vibrant greens, blues. It was beautiful, and it's just completely faded despite sun protection spray we had on it. And it's just, you can see, it's like literally basically disintegrated. And they're all like that.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Now we're gonna pull it all the way along here.
Okay, looks like the pump is running. The pump is running. Okay, the pump just turned off.
Pump turned off?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Back on.
that means it's pressurized. So that's good.
It's running, right?
Nope. Now it is. Now it is. Yes.
Alright, we're good.
Awesome job.
All we gotta do is just switch the, take the breaker off.
Okay. Good job. So now the anchor washed down, hose and all, and
Anchor washed down,
electrical
hose
and
and
pump
switches.
is all
If you come up
forward.
here, I'll show you where it's mounted afterwards.
Okay, I'll come up.
It's gonna live.
You need a toggle switch.
Toggle switch, and you're gonna see where it goes. It lives.
Open the hatch, the new hatch. Disgrace.
What's that? Say that again?
Said I'm sure for those that sew, and probably like a disgrace for the way I'm doing things. I'm sure it's not by the book, but nothing's square on a boat, and
That was one of the first things you learned about a boat.
even that, just like I just don't have the space. Working with like used fabric, used cushions that are like glued together, so it's like not only is it not square, it's like it's just not even, yeah. So
I feel your pain, Babo,
Yeah.
for certain.
I think it'll be fine.
I think you're gonna do great.
It's just not probably the quality of, for those that sew, I'm sure this is like hard to watch.
Norma France is gonna be all sorts of giving you
My
pointers.
mom, yeah.
How are we doing? I know Bobo's
Yeah, Bo's
helping a lot. He's
a huge help in this situation. I think he assumes I made a dog bed, I'm pretty sure. Every time I put it down, he's on it. But overall, we're doing good. Just dry fitting it. So, and then I just gotta sew up this one side. But other than that, I think we have a cockpit cushion.
I think we got a single waterproof or canvas that can be waterproof, and Bosun loves it. Nice work, Babo.
Thanks. Well, we've needed / wanted a new chain for some time because what we have is all piecemealed. So we went to this shop up there, right there, and met a guy. I've talked to him a few times, bought some other stuff from him. He's great. He has this warehouse, And he just got a shipment of the chain we needed, so we're just measuring out 100 meters to buy brand new chain finally. That's our win list there. We brought it to test it because our Gypsy doesn't have any engravings to tell us what size chain we need, and the sizes we have, some skip, some stick, so we know we don't have what's right. So we found the 10 millimeter works the best, so we tested it with some load. First we just tested it in the Gypsy to make sure it fits nicely, but then we did it with some load and it was perfect. So here we go, 100 meters. Okay, well, we're going slow because we just did the math. We have just over 500 pounds of chain in the dinghy. So she's a little weighted down, you can't tell, but the bow is just plowing right through the water.
Just taking on water whenever we hit a wave.
Because right now, as you can see, we're still anchored. That's the anchor chain out that way. So yeah, we'll just swap it out next time. We're not gonna lift the anchor and do it today because we're buried in nicely and we're not planning on moving today. So that's for another day. But we at least have all the chain out of the dinghy and up in the chain locker.
Oh, can you turn the AC back on for me?
Yep.
Alright, well, we can close the boat up and see if it gets cold in here.
We're gonna pull up anchor, I think, tomorrow, move anchorages to a little spot called St. Anne that has like some nice trails and things and beaches, which would be good for Bo and for us. It's time to play a little. We've been working pretty hard, so we decided to go grocery shopping and provision, and I can't even begin to describe the amount of stuff we got. It's just so much cheaper here than further south in the Caribbean. So we think we're gonna do the Grenadines and Grenada next, and just the prices are out of control in comparison is what we hear from our friends that are down there on their boats. So you like really just can't buy too much. So we went a little overboard maybe, but totally worth it, I think. And we're gonna fill up the boat and head out to St. Anne, and then from there probably head down to the Grenadines maybe in like 2 days or so. We're just watching the weather. Should be a nice sail though. Probably a beam reach or a little behind a beam, most likely. So that'll be probably pretty glorious. So we're excited, way better than beating east. So yeah, I think the amount of wine and cider and champagne we got's insane, but I mean, it's good wine for like €2-3 euro. So I don't know, things are just so cheap here. Can't not buy it, but yeah. So time to go fill up the boat. Now where's Keith? There he is. Did you find him?
No luck.
No luck. Lost sunglasses?
Oh, or maybe they're in a bag.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. Okay, let's fill up the dinghy. Oh, Bo's girlfriend. There's Sophie. You getting excited, Val? Oh. Go ahead, Bo. It's okay, go. Go. Go ahead. Oh my God, they're so cute.